Hi there, kindergarten. I'm starting my read aloud a little bit differently today. I am right under my lemon tree. Can you see it up here? Because today we're going to be learning about bees and what the amazing things that bees can do to help us make food like lemons and all kinds of fruits and vegetables. And they also produce an amazing thing you probably have in your cupboard. That's right, honey. I love honey, and I'm very thankful for the hard work that bees do to help us grow food and have honey. Can you imagine if there were no fruits or vegetables? Oh, look, I found a bee right here. Can you see it? Here's a bee hard at work right on my lemon tree. He's pollinating that flower. I hope you can see it. He's pollinating that flower so that it will grow into a lemon for us to enjoy. Bees work really hard collecting pollen all day, taking it back to their hive, working to produce honey with it. And as a return little gift, they're pollinating our flowers, which produces fruit. And I have a book to read you today. It's kind of a long book, so I'm going to do it in two parts. Today I'm going to do part one, and we're going to learn some really amazing things about the hard-working honeybee. The book is called The Honey Makers. Look at that amazing picture of a honeybee. There it is on a beautiful flower. And maybe after you learn a little bit more about bees, you won't be as scared of them, and instead you'll be glad when they're buzzing around, helping to make food and honey in your neighborhood. The Honey Makers is by Gail Gibbons. Here we go. Part one. It's springtime, and two beekeepers have placed a beehive on a hill. Sometimes at a farm, you'll see some boxes that look like this. Those are beehives that these farmers have placed so bees can come and make honey there. Activity begins around the hive. The honeybees and the beekeepers are the honey makers. Let's take a really close look at this hive. Can you see the bees coming in and out? Working hard. Let's find out how they do it. All right, here we go. Honeybees travel to and from the hive. Their earliest ancestors lived about 80 million years ago. The scientific name for honeybees comes from the Latin words apis mellifera. I don't know if I'm saying that right, meaning honey bearer. Honeybees are social creatures. And social means when you like to interact with one another. Honeybees are social creatures. They form highly structured groups called colonies. In a colony, as many as 50,000 or more bees live together and work at their own special jobs. I wonder what those jobs could be. Here's this picture is labeled, it says colony. A big group of bees is called a colony. If only I could turn the page. Here we go. All right, here we go. Many honeybees like to make their homes in dark, enclosed places. Often, a colony of wild honeybees builds its hive in a hollow tree. Honeybees, cared for by today's beekeepers, live in box-shaped wooden hives. So one place you can find a bee colony is in a tree, or you can build a place for a bee colony to live in your own backyard. This is the wild honeybees, and this is the wooden beehive for the colony the farmers are creating. Now we're going to go inside. Inside the beehive, the honeybees are building an amazing structure called a honeycomb. Look at this picture here. Do you see the shape? Let's see how many sides the shape has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's that shape called, everyone? That's right, it's called a hexagon. It is made up of countless six-sided cells. Stored in many of these wax cells is the food that bees and people love to eat. Honey. Well, that's where they keep it, inside of these cells in their hive. 3 different kinds of honeybees live inside all beehives. There is one queen, about 100 male drones, those are the boy bees, and thousands of female, those are the girl bees, worker bees. Like all insects, bees have 3 body parts. There is a head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Let's take a closer look. Here's the head, the thorax, and this is the abdomen. 1, 2, 3. Head, thorax, abdomen. Honeybees have other parts too. So here is a really carefully labeled picture of a honeybee. Here's some more things I can point out to you. Up here, we have the antenna, or the feelers. This thing sticking out right here is called the proboscis. It sucks up sweet juices called nectar from flowers to make honey. What else can we find? Here's the wings. There's a large forewing and a small hind wing. Here, down here, do you know what that is? That's the stinger. The stinger is used for protection. Only the females have a stinger. So only the girl bees have the ability to sting, not the drones, just the girl bees, just the worker bees. Here are the eyes. 2 big compound eyes are made of many eye lenses joined together. All right, and I think that's everything labeled in this picture. Here's the queen bee. We're going to learn a little bit about the queen. The queen is the largest of the honeybees, and she can live the longest. From 3 to 5 years. Wow, that is a long lifespan for an insect. Here's the queen right here. She can live the longest, from 3 to 5 years. See how much bigger she is than the drone bee or the worker bees? All the other bees in the colony live for about 2 months. Let's see, I lost my place, sorry. Oh, live for about 2 months, except over the winter when they live a few months longer. It is the queen's job to make sure the hive never runs out of bees. To do this, she leaves the hive to mate with her drones. Then she lays as many as 2,000 eggs every day. Can you imagine that many babies? Baby bees. Drones are usually smaller than the queen. Their only job is to mate with her. So a queen and a drone can make 2,000 eggs every day. Let's read a little bit more. Most cells in a beehive are used for storing, remember, honey. But some are used for the queen to lay her eggs. These are called brood cells. In each brood cell, a bee will develop and grow. The largest brood cells are queen brood cells. Drone brood cells are smaller. Even smaller are the worker brood cells. The eggs in these cells will become worker bees. Although all worker bees are female, they do not lay eggs. Instead, they do the work of the beehive. So here, they're laying eggs inside of the cells. They can lay an egg in each one, and that's where a bee can grow. Let's see. Oh, they're showing an example here. These are queen brood cell, or the royal cell. That's down here. These are the drone cells, and these are the worker bee cells over here. Most eggs the queen lays are no bigger than the period at the end of this sentence. Let me show you that period. All right. Let's see. The period is right here under my finger. Do you see that? Wow. The eggs can be that small. After 3 days, a larva hatches from each one. Here, my friends, is a picture of the larva, very tiny, in the bottom of that cell, grew from the egg. For the next 3 days, worker bees called nurse bees feed the larva bee milk. Then they feed it bee bread. A queen larva is fed royal jelly throughout its growth. So different bees, different larvae are fed different types of food. The honeybee is a worker bee too. From the minute she comes out of her brood cell, she is as busy as a bee. For the next 3 weeks, she will have a number of different jobs to do inside of the hive. First, she is a house bee, cleaning and polishing the cells. About 3 days later, she becomes a nurse bee. There's the house bee, cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. And here she is as a nurse bee. Remember, the nurses feed the larva. That's where the baby bee is going to grow from. After 10 days of being a nurse bee, she becomes a wax-making bee. She makes flakes of wax in her abdomen and chews them to mold new cells or repair old ones. Wax-making bees are also in charge of storing the nectar and pollen that other honeybees bring back to the hive. Other workers care for the queen. They are her court. They cluster around the queen to continually feed and groom her. So at the top, we have the wax-making bees. They make flakes of wax to help fix and repair any bits of the beehive that need fixing, to store the larvae in and the eggs, or to make the honey. And here's the queen bee with her court. They are always there to take care of her. All right, I'm going to stop part 1 here, and tomorrow you'll find part 2. See if you go out on a walk today and find some bees, and if you do, make sure to say thank you. Thank you for helping make food, and thank you for helping make the honey that we love so much. Bye.